Coming up, he is a warrior sage who is cultivated, distilled, and harmonized multiple consciousness expanding modalities, including universal principles and practices of spiritual warriorship, Tantra and evolutionary relationships, Shamanism, reality creation, Enlightenment, and self-actualization. But first, welcome to Imagine Peace, the podcast that invites you on a transformative journey toward a world filled with harmony and understanding. Together, let's ignite the flame of peace within ourselves and radiate it outward so we can have a future where unity prevails. This is Imagine Peace, where dreams become reality. Join us as we explore the power of compassion, the beauty of diversity, and the potential for positive change. Welcome to Imagine Peace, sponsored by 10 Million for World Peace.org. And I am MarBeth Dunn, along with Kumari Mullen. We are directors of 10 Million for World Peace, and we are so excited today to have another amazing guest, Satyen Raja, an old friend. He's a seasoned business leader, a founder of multiple positive impact companies, and a mentor who's deemed the CEO Oracle for his extraordinary ability to move entrepreneurs and founder CEOs beyond the old business model of struggle into a new paradigm, passion, purpose, freedom, and the magic of flow. Satyen, we are so excited that you are here. I'm so excited.
Wonderful to see you, my old friend MarBeth and Kumari. Looking forward to befriend you and share today with you as well.
So tell us what you've been up to. It's been a couple of years.
Wow. Well, I just came back from Hawaii, which is our other home. I'm in British Columbia now, which is our other home. And so very blessed to move back and forth. And you know, what's been brewing inside of me for a while is really being aware of being more conscientious of the crisis that we have on the planet, which to me boils down to the crisis in consciousness, crisis in leadership consciousness. And, you know, because I'm in the realm of big business, I'm in the realm of influencing business leaders and serving them, I truly believe that when we're willing to shift our consciousness around how we do our business, which starts with shifting and awakening our own consciousness, then what happens is that ourselves, our businesses become a force of good, not just making money, which is great, but there's a deeper, wider meaning. And then our businesses can actually be a path of enlightenment. And so for me, that's what I've been really diving into, is taking it to the next level of success. How can we go from peak performance into peak existence as leaders, which includes obviously peace as the core, to me, the core of being. If we're not at peace, our unsettledness will have us egoically, continuously conquesting realms that will never be fulfilling and bring us peace. So I'm so glad we're on the same topic here.
Well, you know, what's interesting is that our 10 Million for World Peace, we do a World Peace meditation every day for 7 minutes. And you were on the World Meditation Peace Experiment I did in 2018. You were one of our meditation leaders, and you were amazing. And what we're doing now with our 10 Million for World Peace is our focus is on world leaders, because it's the leaders that can create the shift that we need for world peace.
Beautiful. I'm so glad. You know, the crisis is in consciousness of leadership. That's it. And to me, what the crisis is we've forgotten our symbiotic relationship with each other. We've forgotten that we're family, you know, that we're actually family, that we're here for each other, to uplift each other. You know, when I went to Hawaii, I was there for the last 3 months. I met some wise beings there, kahunas and wise elders there. There's such a beautiful spiritual tradition there. And one of them shared with me the 3 alohas. Aloha to the divine. So love of the divine, love and honoring, reverence for the divine. Aloha to the environment, the land, the animals. Aloha, love and unity and upliftment of the land, and the environment, and the animals. Then aloha to the people. Aloha meaning oneness, unity, camaraderie. We're all there. I got you, brother. I got you, sister. To me, this is the essence. Us, we need to be attuned to the divine, attuned to the land, and attuned to the people. And that to me is the ultimate form of leadership, that we were holistically aware of our relationship to the whole. And when we're not aware of that, we're shrouded by that. We haven't woken up to our true nature. And our ego is continuously trying to strive to fill its own self up. Destruction happens. Cancer cell that had an original programming of symbiotic relationship, but now has mutated to forget it's part of the whole, and now is eating voraciously everything around it, not realizing sooner or later it's going to kill itself. And I think that's what's happening, I believe, with the consciousness on this planet. We're moving from that self-voracious, cancerous, that egoic part that will destroy, to eat anything in its path to gain some type of something, to awakening to our symbiotic relationship. In other words, awakening to the peace and love that we are. So that's where we're at. And I know we're all doing our good job and our part to move that forward and open those realms.
Can you speak more to the reception that you're getting from business leaders around these concepts? I'd love to hear.
You know what's interesting, Kumari, is I wrote a piece on this a few days ago called "Spiritual Leaders Are Coming Out," or not spiritual, business leaders are coming out. And I was just at a business conference there, and I opened my mouth about consciousness and spirituality and our inner alignment, and all of a sudden everyone lights up and what they've been reading and what there is in leadership and business leadership. There's such a huge moment for the awakening of consciousness. Why? Because once you're on the seeker's path and you've attained certain levels of success, and that's fulfilling, but not existentially fulfilling.
Yeah.
Our soul is not being, maybe our surface ideas, maybe our goals, our intentions coming from that part of our consciousness. But at the soul level in business, there's a yearning for fulfillment, a yearning for deep peace, a yearning to do the right thing. And so everyone is coming out and drove Steve Jobs, he made it public inside all his computers. People don't know there's some imprint of Yogananda's teachings in there that are in the software, that are behind the scenes. And this is happening everywhere now. More and more business leaders are coming out, but the fact that they're on the seeker's path. And I think it's great, right? Because it's been removed from that world for so long. Now that it's coming out, it's awesome. It's awesome because now business is becoming holistic when that happens. It becomes a service to the whole rather than just service to the few.
It's exciting, really exciting to hear.
Yeah, for sure. And there's the earnestness there. It's not an intellectual, I'm interested in this. There's an earnestness of having attained success in the outer world. When you've attained that, like Maslow says, when you've got those foundations, then your spirit grows to what's next? What's my next evolution? And the next evolution from peak performance and success is peak existence. It's self, other, and life.
I love that. I really love that. So do you think that world peace is possible, Satyen?
Yes. It is our trajectory, I feel. It's our natural trajectory. If we scan back, when we're in this day and age, we're looking at the newspaper, we see all the horrors going on, the wars going on, the multiple, travesty going on around the world. It can be disheartening, disillusioning. I know it crushes me when I see innocent people. I don't care where they're from. I don't care what. To me, they're the whole family. I don't have a distinction. To me, the world is my family. I don't, my kids are My wife is Jamaican with many cultures in her. I'm Indian. My children got every nationality from around the planet inside of them. I can't hate anyone. I got to love everyone because they're all in my own children. And so I feel that world peace is the trajectory we're all on. All on. And you know this, we all know this. It always has to start with making sure we're more peaceful. Making sure we're more peaceful. And I know, MarBeth, Kumari, all that you do to foster our own inner peace is so valuable because it's that inner peace that we cultivate and open up that creates a transmission in our aura. It softens the egos and the suffering around us, and people become more pliable and receptive to the transmission of peace, which is eternal, which is always behind the scenes, which is actually the nature of existence itself. So we're just, peace is really returning to our nature, which is the course we're always on. Now we can choose to do it consciously and step up on it and take part of it fully, or we can deny it and get busted up by life and then have to come to try to find peace through adversity. But we don't need to.
The last sentence, finding peace through adversity, I've been teaching lately about that it's not necessary anymore to struggle in order to learn and grow and evolve spiritually, that we can start choosing to learn directly through wisdom and knowing, and it sounds like you're on that train as well.
The struggle is effort that's laced with negative emotion. We all need effort. Peace is earned. Peace is earned on many levels. To me, there's realms that, you know, like the wheel of life. For me, faith, connection with spirit, God, the goddess, connection with that. That's one way I find deep peace. And when I feel disconnected by that, I'm in my doing, I'm in my running around, and I forget my connection to the Almighty, then how can I be at peace by anything in the world? The world doesn't give you peace. Externalization doesn't give you peace. Peace is what we bring to the space. Peace is the offering of ourselves and our true nature. And if I look at the addiction to struggle, there's a deep worldwide addiction to struggle and strife. It gives us meaning. Now that there's bad people against us, we will get up and we'll be the bad, and we'll knock those bad people down, and then back and forth and back and forth. It doesn't matter what culture, what war, what year, 1,000 years ago, 500 years ago, or the current calamities and wars happening now. The faces change, the dynamics are the same. We've forgotten we're not recognizing each other as part of the whole.
It's so true. And you've been the warrior sage for so many years. Are you still the warrior sage? Are you still doing your martial arts?
Yes, martial arts and martial practice is a core component of my life. It's my yoga. It keeps me humble every day. I came last night and trained with my brothers and sisters in my class, and I didn't win one fight at all. And I came back happier than heck because I learned, I grew, and I think that's an important part of all of us here. We all have an inner warrior, and to me, the warrior is the one that faces challenges with an open heart and steps forward anyways. The one that gets up when you're down, the one that galvanizes others for a higher ideal, a higher purpose. And for me, martial arts is a way for me to continue to stay real and honest. Whenever my ego gets a little inflated, I get busted down pretty fast. And when I'm excessively humble, I get called by my instructors and fellow practitioners who are more advanced than me. They say, come on, bring more of your game, step up. So the crucible of warriorship is a great way for, especially not only women too, but especially us as men, to stay in our power center, our enlightened power center.
I would love for you to do workshops for our world leaders.
I was just thinking, how do you address leaders who are afraid of appearing weak on this path of enlightened leadership.
This is very interesting, Kumari and MarBeth, what you just asked. You'd like to see us. We've actually, with my colleague, Thomas Dafford, he's a professor of peace studies, which I believe you all should meet with him, and I'm going to make the introduction.
We would love that.
A long-time peace warrior for decades, a man of great wisdom. He's written 70, 80 books, all in realms of peace relations. And we've teamed together and we've created a training program for the world's leaders, specifically political world leaders. And it is profound and it's pertinent and it's what's needed now. And so that's interesting that you felt that and you brought that up. But it's time. And I know that the world's leaders, the ones I've had the opportunity to meet in whatever ways I have, whatever outward appearance they have on the outside for the decorum that they have to hold, within them is another human just like us. With families, hurts, pains, weaknesses, challenges, dreams, aspirations, unmet needs, and also great wisdom and power, all of us. So world leadership might be too strong of a word, but I'm going to say it anyways, must come into the soul for the world's evolution to move forward in a good way.
I would have to agree, and I'm glad you're on the job.
We're all on the job. We're all on the job.
I love that you're doing that, Satyen. I think that's wonderful. You should take it to the United Nations.
Yeah.
That is, my colleague's already been there, and we're going to present it to the United Nations, and we're going to present it to the G7. And vulnerability has never been a superpower for the masculine.
Right.
Males in high power positions, we have more women leaders in the world, which is awesome. But still the predominance, majority is men. And part of our weakest link is the association of vulnerability as weakness.
Yeah.
Whereas vulnerability to me means the honesty with self and honesty with what's going on in front of you in reality. That to me is vulnerability. Profound honesty with self and with what's in front of us and what we're dealing with. And you can't get to that level of depth of facing truth unless you've had spiritual awakening, unless you're on the path of spiritual awakening.
Yeah.
And by spiritual awakening, I mean discovering a waking up enlightenment of who we are and what we are. And when we have enlightenment, leading Zen koan in retreats, enlightenment intensive retreats for decades, tens of thousands of people attending these trainings over the years, these meditation boot camps that I've given. Whenever someone wakes up and has their self-realization of who and what they are, no one ever says, I'm a separate individual that's out to conquer the world. No one ever says that. No one. Even the most egoic character can come in, and after a few days of this, they're like, I am everything and nothing. I am part of existence. How did I even forget that I knew this? And I've always known this. And so the humor there is, it's really not about accumulation of peace. It's about relaxing the obstacle to peace is awareness. The underlying peace that's the peace that passeth over all experience, that under and through.
Right. It's removing the blocks to the awareness of that underlying love that's always there.
Which you ladies obviously don't have at all, because you're radiating love through the airwaves here across the world. So obviously, so powerfully, so beautifully.
Thank you.
So Sachin, share with us what you do what are your meditation techniques? I know you're a martial artist.
My meditation process I call accelerated evolution. I've learned of many different methods over 40 years of psychospiritual study, many methods of meditation. Some are there for various reasons. Some are there to help calm the mind. Some are there to take us on visualizations and journeys into inner dimensions. Some are there to ratchet down our nervous system so we come back into harmony. Some are to empty the mind. Some are to evoke energy And there's so many different flavors of meditation. My one, I look for where's my number one current charge I've got right now. What's upsetting me? What am I riled up about? What do I have? Anger, tension, fear, frustration, any type of experience of closure. I start with that. I don't try to go to peace or meditation. I start with the obstacle state of today, this morning. So I had stuff with some family stuff and mess in the house, children, and yada, yada, yada. So I'm like, okay, I felt that charge inside my being. And then I go through a process where I feel the images, the thoughts, the emotions, and the body sensations of that charge fully. And I magnify it and I dramatize that. And then I do it again and then relax. And then I do it again and I relax. And what will start to happen is the images, thoughts, emotions, and body sensations start to open and expand. And what used to be contracted opens up, flowers. And then sooner or later, you're at a place of profound peace. Because instead of spiritually bypassing all those experiences to get to a higher state and peace, I plummet into it. I go into it. And I let the contracture inform me and open up and expand in me. And then it reveals itself as wisdom. Now, this is inherent in everyone's DNA. You just have to have the courage to not avoid the tough stuff, but enter the tough stuff full on, eyes open, with your heart, and feel fully. When we do that, that energy has a chance to transform into higher wisdom. When we avoid it and try to skip to calming ourselves rather than face the charge, then we might have temporary relief, but we never get to the core and transform the core. Charge is only the divine's way that they've imprinted in our body to clear, to purify, so that we can return back to love, oneness, and God.
It's beautiful.
Wow.
So how can people reach you, Satyen?
I'm on LinkedIn, Satyen Raja. I'm on Facebook, Satyen Raja. And my website is warriorsage.com, all one word, warriorsage.com. And feel free to reach out, connect, share your thoughts, share where you are in the world. Love to respond.
Yeah, you're amazing. Always love being around your presence and always learn something. So I love it.
Thank you, MarBeth. Thank you, Kumari.
Thank you.
Imagine Peace is brought to you by 10 Million for World Peace. Join our daily 7-minute guided meditations for world peace and monthly healing circles at 10millionforworldpeace.org. Together we can create a peaceful, happy planet.